Indian cricketer Virat Kohli has been facing severe backlash for his current slump in form. After his yet another failed knock at the second T20 match between India and England, former cricketer and Indian captain Kapil Dev in an interview said, and I'd like to quote, "You can't just go by reputation, you have to look for current form. You can be an established player, but that doesn't mean that you will be given chances if you fail 5 games in a row," end quote. He also added that Virat Kohli needs to perform better, and if spinner Ravichandran Ashwin could be dropped from the Test squad, then even Virat Kohli can be removed from the T20 side. Indian skipper Rohit Sharma disagreed with Kapil Dev's statement and backed Virat Kohli, saying that Kapil Dev is watching the game from outside and does not know what's playing out inside.
बाहर से गेम देख रहे हैं, उनको पता नहीं अंदर क्या चल रहा है। हमारा एक कुछ थॉट प्रोसेस है, टीम बनाते हैं हम लोग, उसके पीछे काफी चर्चा होती है, उसके पीछे काफी थिंकिंग होती है, लड़कों को बैक किया जाता है, लड़कों को मौका दिया जाता है, तो ये सब चीज बाहर के लोगों को पता नहीं चलती। और अगर आप फॉर्म की बात करते हो, फॉर्म ऊपर नीचे सबका होता है, प्लेयर का क्वालिटी जो है वो कभी खराब नहीं होता, उस क्वालिटी को बैक किया जाता है क्योंकि प्लेयर के पास क्वालिटी है और हम वो क्वालिटी देख के प्लेयर को बैक करते हैं। और मेरे साथ हुआ है, XYZ के साथ हुआ है, सबके साथ हुआ है, तो उसमें कोई नई बात नहीं है। जब कोई प्लेयर कंसिस्टेंटली इतने सालों से अच्छा करते आ रहा है तो एक दो सीरीज या एक आध साल में वो अनदेखा नहीं होना चाहिए।
We are now opening our call-in lines. A question that we are asking is, should Virat Kohli be dropped from the T20 side? Call in and let us know what you think. The number is 0120-434-1895. I'll repeat the number for you all, 0120-434-1895. We would love to hear from all of you. But before that, let me bring in my colleague Rishi, who is joining us from our newsrooms. And we also have senior sports journalist Vimal also now joining us. Vimal, I'll come back to you in just a bit. But Rishi, I quickly want to understand, while it is a given fact that every player will have his ups and downs, and that leads us to the larger question that should you just completely dismiss a player just because he's been out of form for the last couple of series. But before we kickstart this debate, I want to understand, and for the benefit of our viewers also, just give us an overview of for how long has Virat Kohli been out of form, what are the series that he's not performed in, which is now leading to the question that should he be dropped.
See Ridhima, you know, when you look at
let me tell you
really long that he has given a good performance, and there's a lot of clamour, and even, you know, a lot of veterans, people like Sehwag, players like Venkatesh Prasad, and even the legendary Kapil Dev, they all have been saying that he should be dropped. They're talking about axing him. But one thing that is very clear and that we should think about in this whole story is Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma is the captain of the team. He is the one who is leading the team, and he is the one who has backed him. So at this point of time, you know, there is something called dressing room dynamics. Dressing room dynamics, there are players like Virat Kohli who are there as mentors. You know, there are times that they don't perform, but so much they bring to the table, so much that they, you know, bring to the team, that it's very essential for them to be there in the team at times. And, you know, for a player of caliber of Kohli, it's just a bad patch, and trust me, everyone goes through a bad patch, from a Sachin Tendulkar to a Sunil Gavaskar, everyone. So I think it's time for us to hold our horses, like all the people who are saying that, and just give a little more time, and you know, let him just get out of this bad patch.
Rishi, I'll request you to stay on with us. Let me bring in Vimal also. Vimal, I agree with what Rishi is saying, that it's not just about what you're doing on the field. Yes, that's a big chunk of your responsibility. But as a senior player, as somebody who's achieved the unthinkable as far as the Indian squad is concerned, you need seniors to be in a mentor position for the younger team as well. Is it fair to dismiss Kohli already? Vimal, can you hear me? Okay, we'll try and reestablish that connection with Vimal, but we also have former cricketer Ajay Ratra also now joining us. Ajay, let me take that same question to you. The role of senior players is not just about what they do on the field, but also to have, you know, a mentoring session for the youngers, to have a sense of morale boosting for the entire team. Is it fair to dismiss Kohli just yet?
Yeah, definitely I endorse what Rishi said. Definitely he is going through the bad patch, and everyone goes through it. But the problem is that it's going quite some time now. But again, the way he has done for the country for past so many years, it is not that he has done so well. That's why he has been given more chances. But thing is that he's a good player. So there are more chance and he will be back. That would be 50 runs, 70 runs or 100 runs, whatever. And that can be achieved only by playing. So, I feel that he should be given more
Okay,
chances.
we'll just
There is
try
no
and
doubt
re-establish that
yeah,
connection
difficult
both
for
with
the
Vimal
team.
as
And
well as
T20
Ajay Ratra. We seem to be having a bit of an issue trying to connect with both of them. I'll request my colleague Rishi to also stay on with us. But let's also now break down some details as far as Kohli's own form and what we've heard from the ex-players so far. So we're talking about the strike rate as far as the T20 is concerned, and as Rishi was pointing out that he's not been performing for a while now. So look at 2018 where the strike rate was 122, in 2019 it was 148. In 2020, it was 142, but after that, you look at the dip, 132 in 2021, and the current year is at 128. But again, the larger question, one question is that since we've seen this in the past with the others as well, with Sehwag and others who'd been dropped as well, should the same be followed with Virat Kohli, or is it too soon to take that call? Rishi, let me continue that conversation with you. Yes, we've heard from the likes of Kapil Dev and Venkatesh Prasad and even Sehwag saying that there are other younger players who are in a good form as of now. Why don't you capitalize on that and give Virat Kohli a rest? Does that argument fit well as far as the current dynamics of the playing squad is concerned?
Ridhima, when you look at the upcoming series, at this point of time, a very, very crucial, T20 World Cup is coming up. That's almost like we are almost, I would say, 3-4 months. It's in October. So basically, it's right around the corner. And this point of time, you bring in a new player. Yeah, I understand we need fresh blood into the team and all that. But would they be able to, adjust into the team dynamics? That's a very, very important question. Now, Kohli is someone who has led the team, who knows the players, who is they're completely into the equation. So at this point of time, getting new players, getting young blood, yes, it's fine. Maybe they can be given opportunities once in a while. But you need a set team. For a team who wins a World Cup and tournament of magnitude of World Cup, the teams are set. Teams are set 3 months, 4 months before the tournament, and that's how they perform in tandem, and that's how they emerge as a World Cup winning team. I think at this point of time, making so much of experiments, doing too much of axing and all that, I personally don't think it's a great thing to do. Of course, the final call has to be taken by the selectors here. But yes, so at this point of time, we should just stick with the balance, give Kohli his chance, and the kind of player that he has been, the kind of player he is, we all know that he's bounced back. I think he's just one inning away from that, from the great comeback. So we all should just put our trust back in Kohli for a while more, I feel.
An optimistic Rishi there, but I'll request Rishi to stay on with us because we're getting our first caller also now from Bengaluru. We have Anant Ramu now calling us. Good to have you on the broadcast with us. Go ahead. What do you think?